What's up, guys? This is Mranjelorion, and I am back with another episode of Modsauce. That's right, guys. In this episode, I want to get some flight going, because while this hang glider, which is right here, while this hang glider is working pretty well, it's just not what I'm wanting. I want creative flight so that I can really work on this rocket ship. I've done a little bit since last episode, but before we check that, our tree farm's doing nicely, although it appears that I'm going to have to definitely get the charcoal going or move this wind turbine because sometimes the trees grow big and the leaves cover up the top of this wind turbine, and this thing needs line of sight to the sky in order to work. And so every once in a while I have to come over here, break a couple leaves or chop a tree down with a lumber axe, and then it starts going again. But already we've gotten 26 stacks of rubber and rubber logs, 33 stacks of wood, 2.5 stacks of apples, 13.5 stacks of oak saplings, and 5 stacks of rubber saplings. So this farm going pretty nicely. Haven't even had to think about it except for when I come over here and delete those leaves. But once I get the charcoal automation set up, this should be going pretty well. Let's go over here to our rocket ship. I changed the way that the waypoint looked because I was kind of getting tired of seeing that that big bright beacon up the center of it. And so I changed it to a black waypoint and changed the name and also made the waypoint a little higher up in the ship so it's easier to see. And I'm falling. Alright, let's try this again. I need to climb up to that tree in order to actually glide into this. And that's something that I don't want to have to do anymore, so that's why we're going to work on the advanced genetics flights today. I built this up another level. I don't have the carpenter's blocks in place around the edges yet because I'm waiting for creative flight, and I changed the color of the floor pattern. We'll probably do a different floor pattern color for each level, and it'll be kind of a visual indicator to us what level we're actually standing on. And don't think that this is where I'm going to have all my machines or all that. This is just going to be a base, and I'm probably thinking about having some portal rooms in it. So I walk into a little room, press a button, and I'm pushed into a portal that transports me to another building somewhere in this futuristic village. And we'll have, say, ore automation in one building, and we'll have farms in another building, we'll have mob traps in another building, blood magic in another one, and it'll just be spread all over the place, but through one central connection area, which is going to be that rocket ship. And I really can't wait for that, but in the meantime, I'm going to get some advanced genetics machines and what I need to start off with that mod, and I'll be back once I have those all crafted up. See you in a second, guys. Alright, well, I've made a couple machines, and I just want to kind of show you guys what I'm doing right now. I made the DNA analyzer first, which I'm using some of these skin scales to get some cells so that I can craft up the rest of the machines. And this is a very, very grindy and coal intensive mod. Let's see, I got a skeleton somewhere. Maybe he's underground, maybe he's in front of my house. Yep, and he's riding a slime. Alright, so I just kind of hit this guy a little bit and just boop. Drop some of his cells. Let's see, that's all I need from you, Mr. Skeleton. You can actually die now. Alright. So see, he dropped a bunch of his cells all over the ground. And basically, I just open up this bag and let's see, we got scales of a skeleton. Just throw all my skeleton scales in there. Skeleton, skeleton. Let's keep the zombie ones out. Actually, no, let's put the zombie ones in. Let's pull the skeleton ones out. Because skeletons give you infinity, which right now I kind of could care less about having, because it requires you to use the advanced genetics bow, and I don't have one of those, and I don't really like using bows actually. So infinity would kind of be a useless bit of DNA, but I do want resistance, which comes from zombies. So I should be saving these zombie cells to use for important things, not just crafting up. Because unfortunately it looks like most of these machines, let's look the recipe up, require this basic DNA dictionary, which is 4 cells around a book. And it's just, those cells are used all over the place, and those books are used all over the place. And so, very, very coal intensive. I've gone through, well, almost half a stack of coal blocks, actually. And luckily I do have some coal in here. And the way that I've been processing this coal is like so. Come out here to our sag mill. And I have to open this up and reconfigure the IO so that it doesn't do anything on that side. We're going to have it pull from that side. And let's just throw the coal in there. And so it's going to sag mill up that coal. Gives you 3 coal and a chance at a coal powder. And occasionally I'll get extra coal or extra coal powder because I have all of this flint that I'm using. So I get lots of coal that way, and I also crafted up an enrichment chamber because that is how I'm processing lapis and redstone. And so actually if we check my chests upstairs, we should see that I have tons of lapis, or actually no, because I went and put fortune on my amethyst pick, so lapis, yeah, running pretty low on. Tons of redstone though, and I still have more on me in that bag that I need to get processed. But I went ahead and made a cobble gen from extra utilities. Just put a source of lava, source of water, place a cobblestone in the middle, throw a transfer node on top with some world interaction upgrades. And I just have it going into a Java barrel that's got some upgrades on it. Holds 640 stacks and it's full right now. So that's just a couple of the things that I've done since I've been gone. Alright, now that we have this basic DNA dictionary, we can make the next machine, which is a DNA splitter. Craft that up. Throw that up on top of this. And that should get some power. Sweet. So the way that it'll work is I take my scraper, and you saw me scrape that zombie. I get the skin cells. Cell goes in here. Now let's go ahead and analyze this cell of a skeleton. Oh no, extract it. That's what we want to do. We analyzed it, saw that it was a skeleton cell. Now we need to extract the DNA from that cell. Get the helix that says F2FDEE. Now that's not, I've played around with this a bit on creative, and that's not a set of letters that I recognize. So I think this is probably going to be the infinity trait and not just a basic gene. Well, let's decrypt that, and yep, infinity. So if we take this infinity, throw it into the DNA splitter. Sometimes they'll have multiple genes and we get to choose which one we want. In this case there's only infinity, so we press infinity. Takes a little bit of power and it should give us a gene for infinity. And then we still have to process that even more through some more machines. But unfortunately to get those more machines, we need to get more of those books. The next one will be the DNA breeder, which is just a book, some iron, some wheat. The stuff isn't too expensive except for those books that are just a lengthy process to make, because this is very slow and it eats up a lot of power. I know that they do have upgrades, these overclockers. I think I can put into these machines and it'll make them go quicker, but I'm sure that'll take more power, and I'm already blowing through my coal blocks and I don't want to use any more than I have to. Hopefully charcoal will work because I want to get that charcoal going, but I might wait to do that until after we get the flight. We'll just see how things work out. So I'll be back with you once I have the rest of these machines all built. See you guys in a second. Alright, all the machines are built, and I just wanted to walk through you each step of how to do this. I've gone ahead and I'm putting these zombie scales in here. It gives me a cell. I pull that cell out, put it in the extractor, and it'll give me a helix. I put that helix in there, it'll tell me what it is. This one happens to be a basic gene. Throw that into the splitter, select whatever I want, and I get one of these genes right here. Now I happen to get the resistance one. So I throw that into the breeder, and it gives me a breeding state. I've already put one basic cell in there. Basic cells give it 1, but if you happen to put in a cell that has the same stat that this one has, so this is resistance, this is also, this will give me 2 levels instead of just 1, which is pretty cool. So we see we're at 1, now we're at 3. I'm going to throw a basic in when we come back to that. That should be at 4. You see this one's really long. This one is probably going to give us resistance and basic. So we get to choose between the two. And I'm really sorry about my voice right now. I am sick still, and I'm probably not going to get over it in any time for the next recordings because I'm actually leaving pretty soon. Today is my last day off before I head back to work for 6 days. And then after those 6 days, I have 1 day off. I'll probably make a video that day. And then I'm going out of state for a little while to go on a hunting trip. And so I will not be making any more Minecraft videos for those about 10 days that I'll be gone. And I won't be able to upload because I won't have Wi-Fi, even if I had a stockpile that I could send to a laptop or something just to upload. So you guys are just going to have to wait 10 days till I come back, but I promise the series is not ending. I'm loving the Modsauce so much. Can't wait to keep it going, can't wait to finish that rocket ship, which is really what I want to get the flight for. But I just want to get this resistance, and I'll show you this syringe. Let me just inject this back into myself so I can show you. This doesn't have any DNA, that was just my regular blood. But you're going to want to craft up a syringe, which is iron, glass bottle, and an arrow. Hold it in your hand and hold down right click like you're drawing back a bow. When it starts shaking like that, let go. You should get blindness for a second. That pulled your blood out. Take that, throw it into a centrifuge, which will also require some power. It'll centrifuge it up. And then we could take this and put it in our DNA combiner. And whenever this gene gets all 12 of its breeding states done, we can throw that gene in there. It'll put resistance on this. We centrifuge it again, inject it back into ourselves, and we should see a little resistance buff show up. And that'll work the same for every single one of the advanced genetics genes. The difference between them is obviously what effect they give and how many cells you need to fill them up. Like flying, 28 cells. And on top of that, I'm going to need to find a bat somewhere. Doesn't look like any bats are spawning here, so I'm probably going to have to go find a cave somewhere away from this biome, because it looks like we don't really get much spawns in this biome. So I'm going to go get some bat cells, and I'll be back with you once I'm finished with that. See you in a second, guys. Alright, I'm back, and the reason that I came back is I actually saw, yep, we've got a king slime spawned somewhere. So I'm going to try and find this king slime, take it on. We've got resistance, we've got some armor, and there's our king slime. See if we can take out the little ones that spawned around it first. You know, we're gonna sleep. If you notice on the right side of the screen, I do have resistance. I finished up that zombie gene. Got the resistance trait, which is real nice. I should be taking less damage now with my full set of osmium armor. Resistance 2 buff. Let's go get this king slime. King slimes are kind of useless. They drop, I think, some kind of king slime tool that's honestly not that good. Alright, we're poisoned, but we're doing it. We're taking him on. Let's get this one first. I don't want him messing with me. Take that one. Oh, get that tongue of dog. Try and kill this slime before it kills us. Oh, no, he's gonna kill us, he's gonna kill us. Run. Alright, we are down to half a health because of that poison. And the blue slime's trailing right behind us. Let's go somewhere he can't. Let's step inside our house. Eat a little bit. Is he still right there? Alright. So let's eat. Let's try and heal up a little bit. Make sure we don't have any surprise attacks coming from around us. Got our double diamond blades out right now. Let's sneak around here and try and get him. Alright, I think I might have just been taking the poison damage, not actually getting hit by this guy. Oh, but I am getting hit by him now. Oh, killed him. Oh, he drops yellow heart. Awesome. So I got a miniature yellow heart, some gelatinous slime, and this king slime lumber axe. Alright. Yeah, let's go ahead and test this out. I don't think I've ever used king slime tool before. This is the perfect chance. See? It covered it up. Maybe it'll have enough, or did this run out? Yeah. Alright, so it still has enough power to get rid of it. I guess it's when they grow really big, they can't get rid of it. But let's do this anyways. It's not gonna do what I thought it did because it needs the leaves on top. Let's get this tree then. Should work just like a regular lumber axe. Yep, just like a regular lumber axe. Alright, well this is cool, but I already have a lumber axe, so kinda pointless. Just throw those in there. And wow, this advanced genetics is a huge coal hog. I've just been going through, coming here every so often and grabbing up a couple stacks of oak wood and heading over to our alloy smelter, tossing in a couple stacks, letting them smelt up, turning those into charcoal blocks because I only have 14 blocks of coal left. All the other coal was used as power in advanced genetics. So that's just something you guys are going to have to keep in mind once you get into this. Definitely have a tree farm or a quarry going so you can have tons and tons of coal to power this. Because it's going to require tons and tons. So let's just craft the rest of these into coal blocks. Like so. Charcoal blocks, that is. We got 35. Split those up. Or 17 in there. Let's throw 18 in there. And I'll be back once I find a bat. See you guys in just a second. Alright, I'm back, and guess what? The first helix that I got was the fly gene. So we're gonna start breeding that up, and we should be able to have creative flight in no time. I'll just stick with you guys for a little bit of this one so you guys can really see what's going on. I'm putting more skin scales of the bats. I went and found a lot of them into there, getting the helixes, decrypting them, throwing them there. I've got my fly gene. Let's go ahead and throw him into the DNA breeder. See that we need 28 more. So while we're waiting, I'm going to go over something that I recently did. Dual wielding amethyst cutlasses. Both with tons of quartz. These both do 20 attack damage, which is enough to one hit any normal mob. And now we're going to be able to fly, and we're hopefully going to get some night vision out of this. And I think that we're about to get beefed up a lot in terms of how good we are. And I'm definitely going to get some more technology online, never stop with that. But, I really wanted to get the flight so I can get my building going, because living in this normally land generated house, just not working. So we can see that this DNA breeder works just like it did for our resistance. Only difference is we're going to need 28 instead of 16. So I'm going to do a lot of grindiness, and I'm actually going to show you this for a second. See how many letters and numbers this has? Super complicated. Well, we can basically break it off into a couple sections. I have a feeling this is going to have fly, night vision, and the basic gene. And I was correct. So with this, we're going to select night vision, since we are going to want night vision at some point. And we're just going to keep going through, burning through these cells, burning through all that charcoal. But luckily, even while I was out looking around for those bats, the tree farm was running because I have a chunk loader here. Chunk loaders are great. So I'll catch up with you after I've got these genes ready and I'm ready to inject myself. See you in just a second, guys. Are you ready for it? Last basic gene going into our fly. Bam! Completed flying. Alright, let's throw that onto our syringe. In between cuts, I did get water breathing on this as well. I have yet to get the night vision. But I mean, water breathing, flying, and resistance should be good for now. I'll definitely have to work on some kind of charcoal farm before I can get much more, because I'm just struggling to keep charcoal into these combustion generators. So let's test it. Yes, creative flight. This is what we've been waiting for. Alright, let's come up here and let's grab bunch of these. Yeah, why not? Get as many as we can. Let's grab this bag. Let's throw those in there. Let's pull out this dolly. Let's go downstairs. Let me get some iron. I bet you guys already know what I'm doing. 2 stacks of iron should be good. Place this down. Place that down. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, so the first 8 are gonna get used up like this. Boom. And that's the futuristic one. Then the next 8, I think, get used like this. Am I right? Maybe it's like this? Yeah, we're gonna look this up, because I'm getting pretty confused right now. Yeah. Let's look up factory. Let's do a bit of scrolling, get to the real blocks. Sorry, I had to cough there. Do we have factory blocks anywhere? We should. Here they are. The base factory block is this. Okay, iron, stone. So let's put stone in all these corners. Let's put iron there. Change some of these out. Can always use some more space. What else should we drop? We can't really drop anything. Let's go ahead and throw some stuff in here. We can pick this up first. Throw that in there. Throw that in there. That. Not those. These. That. And let's not forget to get our syringe, because we're going to go ahead and save our progress with this advanced genetics. I do not want to lose this flight. So if I just pull that, that's my blood. And I can just keep this in back down here in one of these machines. Let's go ahead and just throw it in the centrifuger. And now I can just inject that back into myself anytime I please, or add more DNA and then inject it into myself. So let's go ahead and do my favorite mode of transportation. Yes. This creative flight and the hang glider, great combo. Alright. But the creative flight is gonna be great for putting these in. I can just walk around and just plop every single one of these in. No second thoughts. Alright guys, so this is gonna be a pretty short episode. I'm gonna end it here with this creative flight. I'm gonna do some more off-camera work, you know, getting resources, building this up a little bit. And maybe, if you guys would like, I could do a time-lapse of what I do when I build these things. So let me know in the comments whether that's something you're interested in or not, and I hope that you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys later.